and the kids, and you're locked up.
Fear, more contagious than the virus itself. The president has been trying to remind people, we're going to get through this. Everyone stay calm. Governor's right, the president's right. And by the way, I know a lot of you are worried tonight about your future, and everything is being addressed. Watch these daily press conferences. You learn a lot from them. But it's in times like these, we need to look backwards and learn from history. For example, the advice of FDR during the Great Depression, proclaiming, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. The great Winston Churchill walked the streets of London in the middle of the daily Nazi bombings in London. Listen to how he rallied a nation.
I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. You ask, what is our aim? I can answer in one word: victory. Victory at all costs. Victory in spite of all terror. Victory however long and hard the road may be. But without victory, there is no survival.
He walked out every day during the bombing of Britain amongst the people of Great Britain, their very lives hanging in the balance. Amazing. FDR, amazing. Let's not lose perspective tonight. We are the land of the free, the home of the brave. These are not just words. They define who we are as Americans. Think about this. We beat back Nazism, fascism, communism, Imperial Japan, more recently, radical Islamism, and 9/11. We survived a civil war, World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the threat of nuclear holocaust during the Cold War, many, many pandemics, a depression, you name it. H1N1, 2009, that killed over 500,000 people worldwide. You may not remember this. This is 2009-10, 60.8 million Americans contracted H1N1, and in 1 year, almost 13,000 Americans died. Tonight, we cannot live in a state of fear. At the end of the day, we're going to beat this virus. We have a ton of reasons to be extra hopeful tonight. Clinical trials for a vaccine are now going on. This is beyond record-breaking and dramatic accomplishments. All thanks to our medical researchers, our scientists, our doctors, our nurses, and all of those medical professionals on the front line. It used to take years to break down and discover the sequence of a virus. Years and years. They did it in less than 2 months. Treatments now are already being used. First stage trial is now happening. The announcement yesterday, this anti-malaria drug called chloroquine. It's an antiviral drug. There's another one called remdesivir, along with the transfer of plasma. Here you have patients that have fully recovered from the virus, and they have the antibodies. You remove the plasma, and you give it to people that are really sick. Early indications are it is having a dramatic health effect to help people recover. How amazing is our auto industry in this country? Offering now to make ventilators. They've been reading, we might be short of ventilators. They call the president, the White House, we'll make them for you. We'll be able to do that. These are great Americans. How impressive. That includes Ford and GM and Tesla. All these major companies have stepped up. We may now have coronavirus test kits available very shortly. Look at Walmart and Amazon. You know what they just announced? They are hiring thousands and thousands of new workers. The grocery stores, the big chains, spoken with the president, they have promised to be restocking those shelves as fast as that is humanly possible. And I know because I was at the store tonight. The only thing that wasn't there was toilet paper. What is it about toilet paper? I don't get it. It wasn't there tonight. It's fine. But you know what I'm saying. As a country, I understand fear and uncertainty, but we've got to have perspective. We're going to get through this. We have the best medical researchers, scientists, doctors, medical professionals in the world. So we need to take a moment to set the record straight. No matter what the word police, that's now the big thing, the media mob, calling COVID-19 the Chinese or the Wuhan coronavirus, it is not wrong. It is not inaccurate, and it's certainly not racist. The disease originated in China. That is just a fact. The disease first rapidly spread in China. That's a fact. They lied to you. They lied to the world. As a British study pointed out this week, 95% of this could have been prevented had they been honest. The disease is now a worldwide pandemic because of China. That is a fact. Look at your screen. Let me prove my point. The last time I checked, the media mob had no problem calling any of those diseases by their geographical location. What are we going to change the name of the Spanish flu now and German measles now? It's pretty normal to identify a disease by geographic location. According to the mob, Democrats, and coincidentally, the Communist Party of China, that is now racist, out of bounds. Failed presidential candidate, racism expert Elizabeth Warren, better known as Pocahontas, even blurred out the word Chinese in a Twitter post. Fake news CNN reported, quote, the term China virus is both inaccurate and considered stigmatizing. Yeah, they said the travel ban was stigmatizing. That was dumb too. Day after day, night after night, for weeks, you have the mob, fake news CNN, state-run conspiracy TV, MSDNC. Others have been using COVID-19 just to bludgeon and smear the president. It's the next Russia, Russia, Ukraine, Ukraine, impeach, impeach. For them, it's repulsive. That's who they are. The New York Times, what did they say? The Trump virus. If you're feeling awful, you know who to blame. LA Times, CNN, Washington Post, oh, Trump's Katrina. Really? Others say Trump's Chernobyl. MSDNC Conspiracy TV saying Trump is guilty of negligent homicide and that the children of Trump supporters are a threat to your children. Now, more than ever, they're nonstop hysteria, they're anti-Trump rage, they're rampant dishonesty. It's disgusting to watch, and they're helping nobody. Except they think themselves. They satisfy the need to scratch the itch they have to bludgeon Trump. Now, this doesn't stop during the president's daily COVID-19 press conferences, which are filled with one stupid, insulting, politically charged gotcha question after another. You know what? President had it today, and he's fed up with it because they're not telling the truth, and they're still using it to try and bludgeon him politically. And the president, well, fed up with that behavior. Here's what went down. Take a look.
Is it possible that your impulse to put a positive spin on things may be giving Americans a false sense of hope?
No, I don't think so.
Misrepresenting the preparedness right now.
No, I don't think so.
What do you say the Americans were scared, though? I guess nearly 200 dead, 14,000 who are sick, millions, as you witnessed, who are scared right now. What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say.
I
think it's a very nasty question, and I think it's a very bad signal that you're putting out to the American people. The American people are looking for answers, and they're looking for hope. And you're doing sensationalism, and the same with NBC and Comcast. I don't call it Comcast. I call it Concast. Let me just, for whom you work, let me just say something. That's really bad reporting. And you ought to get back to reporting instead of sensationalism.
He's right. How about reporting, instead of the gotcha questions, to the American people? What has he already done? Will anybody in the media admit the travel ban, wow, 10 days after the first case in America, was a great idea, not hysterical, not xenophobic, not racist? Many cases, as it turns out, they're echoing Chinese propaganda. Look at the tweet. Chinese state TV reading, yes, it's racist. But he's doing it so people are talking about that instead of his lies and incompetence while they're blaming America for the virus and blaming our armed forces, which is a lie. It's pretty familiar, right? Pretty sad when it becomes hard to tell the difference between Chinese propaganda and fake news.